Trying to figure out UK taxes for the first time can feel, well, a bit like you're lost in a maze, right? But what if I told you that getting registered for self-assessment is actually way simpler than you think? The team at ProTax Accountant has put this guide together to prove it. So let's dive in.
So you did it. You took the leap. You're your own boss now, and things are looking exciting.
But then reality hits. The paperwork, all the new jargon, the taxes. It's a feeling a lot of people get, and yeah, it can be pretty overwhelming.
But seriously, don't you worry. We're going to break this all down for you step by step and make it totally straightforward.
Okay, first things first. Before we even get into the how-to, we really need to get our heads around the why. Why do you even have to register for self-assessment in the first place? Let's break it down.
So here's the bottom line. If you're earning money that isn't being taxed at the source, you probably need to tell HMRC about it. The most common reasons are right here, like if you're a sole trader, making more than £1,000, a partner in a business, a company director, or getting rental income. Think of Maria, a freelance web designer in London. The second she earns over that £1,000 threshold from her clients, she's got to register. If any of these sound familiar, then you are definitely in the right place.
All right, before we jump into the actual registration, there's one little bit of jargon we absolutely have to decode, the UTR number. Trust me, understanding this is key to everything. Your UTR, that's Unique Taxpayer Reference, is a 10-digit number you get from HMRC. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is like your national insurance number, but it's specifically for your self-assessment taxes. You're going to need it for pretty much everything, from filing your return to calling HMRC. It's your unique tax ID, so you'll want to keep it somewhere safe. Now hold on a second. You might actually have a UTR number and not even know it, especially if you've done self-assessment before. So before you go through the whole registration process, just take a minute to check these places. Your online personal tax account or the HMRC app are the quickest. If not, just dig out any old letters from HMRC. It's usually printed right there. A quick search now could save you a whole lot of hassle later.
Okay, time for the main event. How do you actually register? I know this is the bit that seems a little scary, but I promise, when we break it down like this, it is totally manageable. Let's get into it.
For pretty much everyone, doing it online is the fastest and easiest route. First up, you'll need a government gateway ID. Think of it as your digital key for all government services. You might already have one, but if not, that's step one. After that, you just fill out the right form online with your details, hit submit, and then you play the waiting game for that super important UTR to arrive in the post.
Now, the exact info you'll need does depend a bit on your situation. For instance, what a sole trader needs is a little different from what a company director needs. A sole trader needs the exact date they started their business, whereas a director needs the date they first got untaxed income. It's a small detail, but it's an important one, so just make sure you have the right info handy before you start.
So, you've clicked submit. What happens now? This next part is all about knowing how long things take and, more importantly, understanding the real risks of a delay. And stay with me here. This next point might actually surprise you. Typically, after you register online, you can expect that UTR letter to show up at about 10 to 14 working days. If you did it by post, you're looking at more than 3 weeks. But here's a word of warning. Those are typical times. During busy periods, like around the January deadline, those waits can get even longer. The big takeaways here is, do not leave this to the last minute.
And hey, here's a fantastic pro tip for you. If you're anxiously checking the postbox every day, download the official HMRC app. A lot of the time, your UTR number will pop up in your digital account a few days before the actual letter gets to you. This can be an absolute lifesaver if you're working to a tight deadline.
So, why is avoiding a delay so important? Let's look at a real-world example. In the construction industry, if you're a subcontractor without a UTR, you get taxed at a much higher emergency rate, 30% instead of the usual 20%. On a £2,000 invoice, that's an extra £200 that's gone before it even hits your bank. That's a massive dent in your cash flow. That could be the price of your weekly shop, all because of a simple delay.
And, it's not just about business cash flow. As this small business owner shared, a delay can have huge personal consequences. Imagine nearly missing out on free childcare because of it. A simple bit of admin can cause a crazy amount of stress.
Okay, so you get the process now. But knowing the deadlines, that's what's going to save you from some hefty penalties. And this is where so many people trip up. So go ahead and grab your calendar because you are going to want to get these dates saved right now.
These dates are completely non-negotiable. The first, and honestly the most important one if you're new to all this, is the 5th of October 2025. That's your absolute final deadline to register for the tax year that ended way back in April 2025. If you missed that one, you're already playing catch-up. After that, you've got the paper filing deadline, and then the big one, January 31st, 2026, for filing online and paying your bill.
So you've done it. You're registered, that UTR has arrived, and you're officially in the self-assessment system. That's fantastic. But registration is really just the first step. Let's have a quick look at what happens next.
Once you're in the system, it's all about building good habits. And the most important one by far, record keeping. Seriously, keeping track of every penny coming in and going out of your business will make tax time so much less of a headache. Oh, and it's also really smart to put a bit of money aside for tax as you earn it. Trust me on this one. It stops any nasty surprises when that final bill comes through.
Look, if you're looking at that list and your head's spinning a little, that is completely normal. Trying to juggle all of that while you're also trying to run your actual business is a huge task, and that's really where getting some professional help can be a total game changer. An accountant can just handle all of this for you, making sure it's all done right and on time, which saves you stress and, very often, money too.
If you think you might need an expert in your corner to help with the registration, your tax returns, or even just to answer a few questions, the team at Pro Tax Accountant are there to help. You can get them directly on WhatsApp or give them a call on 07985689912. Or you can just pop them an email at info@protaxaccountant.co.uk. They really can make this whole process a lot simpler.
I really hope that walking through all this has cleared things up and maybe made the whole world of self-assessment feel a little less intimidating.
So are you ready to take control of your taxes? For more simple, clear guides just like this one, make sure you subscribe to the Pro Tax Accountant YouTube channel. You are now equipped to get your registration sorted with confidence. Go get it done.